He said he's the greatest boxer that's ever lived and that will ever live. You don't think he's hyping himself a little bit too much?
You've got to have self-belief as a top athlete.
The greatest ever?
A collision course years in the making. Two titans on an inevitable path toward destruction.
Yeah, big stiff idiot.
While boxing has gifted us some of the greatest rivalries in sporting history, this one had every reason to never happen at all.
They don't want to fight. He didn't want to fight Wilder for $80 million. He ain't going to fight me for no amount of money.
Remarkably, their last outings flipped the script entirely. The bee had forgotten how to float, and the butterfly had suddenly grown a sting.
This fight is going to be all over.
That shift alone transformed what was already a blockbuster all-British showdown into something far greater, a fight that could define an entire era. So with legacy hanging in the balance, the spotlight burns hotter than ever, scorching down onto a clash of character, a storyline that's been years in the writing, and two of the most magnetic figures the sport of boxing has ever produced.
But if he sees me, he won't say that to me.
Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload, because today we're breaking down Fury versus Joshua, the full story so far.
Look at that reaction to Fury. It's a perfect punch. All right, uppercut.
Welcome to Boxing Channel. Last December, Fury had locked himself into arguably the most disciplined and airtight training camp of his entire career.
That's what it is. That's why they're not allowed in the gym and all that. Because I'm not here. I'm not a movie star. I'm fighting for my life here.
Cutting out the noise, eliminating the distractions, and building himself into a machine. But even then, one unexpected offer managed to find its way through the door.
Fury, if you need me for sparring, I'll go out to America and spar Tyson Fury and get him ready for this Wilder fight.
Joshua's nothing like Wilder, but I'd like to bring him over and give him a good hiding anyway. But, you know, they're not going to come, let's face it, they're not going to come over and get beat up in sparring.
Nothing came of it. Yet what it did do was reignite a wave of curiosity and speculation around a fight that the entire boxing world had been desperate to see.
Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
It's just too big of a fight, guys.
It's the biggest fight of all time.
Unbelievable, brilliant clash of styles.
The winner would be the undisputed champion by any measure.
But this wouldn't have been their first time sharing the same ropes.
Tyson Fury come down, and then my coach said, this is the guy in the paper. I'm saying if he can get knocked out, then he gets a Rolex watch. So,
not even close. To truly understand this rivalry, we need to wind the clock back almost a decade. Back to a time when Britain's heavyweight landscape looked completely unrecognizable.
Short uppercut. Down he goes. Vladimir Klitschko, like that, is still the heavyweight champion for the IBF.
David Haye had just climbed up from cruiserweight, carving out his name among the big men.
Oh, he's going to go it with a left hook. What a finish here. Hey!
The last time an undisputed champion went up to heavyweight, what did he do? He won the title, Evander Holyfield. I'm bigger than Evander Holyfield. Really? Yeah.
And while Chisora lurked on the fringes, it was the rangy, heavy-handed David Price who stood shoulder to shoulder with Fury as Britain's most dangerous heavyweight prospect.
That's unbelievable. He's done. He's counted out. What on earth has David Price got in that right hand of his? It is a lethal weapon.
Meanwhile, Anthony Joshua was just 3 years into his boxing journey. Raw, yes, but moving at a frightening pace, already securing a national title and punching his way onto the GB Olympic team.
Joshua's maybe got the bigger bombs here.
Joshua!
And while his performances under the bright lights were building experience, it was what was happening behind the scenes that sent the clearest warning signal of all.
The ABA champion.
Joshua?
Yeah, he's red hot him. He's very good. And he came out at me for 3 rounds, and he gave me, I beat him.
Yep.
I slowed him down a bit, a few good body shots and that.
Yep.
For him to put up a good performance like that against a top prospect in me, I think he's one for the future.
Tyson, 2, 4, away!
Fast forward 3 years, the Gypsy King had now bulldozed his way through nearly 20 opponents on the domestic scene. Slick, sharp, and dripping with confidence. Verified as the division's boogeyman by none other than the late, great Emmanuel Stewart himself. Tyson Fury had the ability. Nobody could deny it.
And I think in my expectations will be the next superstar dominant heavyweight, much along the lines of Lennox Lewis and Vladimir Klitschko.
What is he doing? He's falling apart at the seams for David Price. He's absolutely knackered, and he's cashed it out.
But just as Price stumbled, falling to back-to-back losses against Tony Thompson,
I'll go home and break my wife's hip.
in stepped Joshua. Chiseled, clean-cut, and carrying a gold medal around his neck, he was about to throw the biggest spanner into Fury's carefully laid plans.
It's not about being a superstar though. It's about just fighting and winning. That's what it's about for me. I just want to win. As long as I get in there, I perform, and I get that win, everyone's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Right now we're on that stay hungry and stay humble.
Paired with the savvy Eddie Hearn, Joshua looked to leapfrog a decade of groundwork and fast-track straight to the top. The minerals, the attributes, he had it all.
It's not about being a superstar though. It's about just fighting and winning. That's what it's about for me. I just want to win. As long as I get in there, I perform, and I get that win, everyone's going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. Right now we're on that stay hungry and stay humble.
In the early days, there weren't many harsh words exchanged, but the contrast in personalities made one thing crystal clear. It was only a matter of time.
Boy, do they want someone who's gonna be a big talker. I can talk all day, mate, and never run out of things to say.
Going back to David Price, he was a 2008 Olympian. Going back to Sydney 2000, we had Old Garrison. He showed promise early on and faded. Let's hope he doesn't fall to the Olympian curse of not going on and succeeding in the end.
As time rolled on, the narrative developed into something far more compelling.
His newest Olympic champion.
Yeah, a lot of love for Anthony Joshua here.
A Jay's positivity, his charm, his family-friendly image. It turned him into boxing's new heavyweight hero, a man who transcended the sport.
The Olympics was priceless experience as well, and this is my pro debut. There's only one pro debut, and we ended it in spectacular fashion.
Fury's wild antics, his outrageous unpredictability, they sculpted him into the perfect pantomime villain. A character the sport hadn't seen in years.
I'm the ultimate supreme specimen of a man. We're going to say to this man, let's have a look at your belly. Come on, take your shirt off. You're a fat pudding.
I couldn't give a hoot what people think about me, you know. Like we were just talking about there, the true Brit. They don't class me as British anyway. I'm just a big jippo from somewhere. You know, love me or hate me, I'm still going to win anyway.
Every single day. Yeah, hit me like a come on.
Both men had their critics, though. Joshua was written off as too muscle-bound and rigid. Fury was branded too clumsy, too heavy, too chaotic.
Don't be foolish and tell what to do, like Anthony Joshua. Ooh. And tell him what to say, and he rehearses it, and then he goes and says it.
Insults that each man would eventually weaponize against the other. But in the ring, they kept silencing every single doubter.
Lovely.
Despite Fury delivering masterclasses, systematic, cold, calculated beatdowns, he slowly drifted into Joshua's shadow. AJ's exciting style and magnetic appeal pulled in audiences far beyond the hardcore boxing fans, until that night in Dusseldorf changed everything.
You're enjoying the ride. You seem very, very confident. You know something we don't.
I probably know a lot of things you don't.
Is this his boxing destiny?
What I have is the agility and the speed over you. No matter what you think.
It's a career-defining moment of truth. And he crushes him and just flips him on the chin there. Confused. Klitschko trying to roll him. Klitschko holding on. There is a new era in heavyweight boxing.
We all know what happened next, and where Fury's greatest triumph led to his darkest chapter, Joshua saw his window, and he flew through it.
Well, you're going to make lose their money. Don't bet against the house. You never bet against the house. The house always wins.
A 2-year stretch where AJ faced all comers, knocking off top 10 names one by one, turning doubters into believers.
I'll fight me on my own time, not even UK heavyweight. Fury didn't want to fight. So when we compare each other, Tyson Fury to me, yeah, he's a champion, but that don't really mean nothing to me when I'm dealing with Fury.
We see fighters jump in at the deep end and drown all the time. Joshua stepped up every single time and came out swinging, the division's undisputed #1.
And now now retains his world heavyweight title.
Tyson Fury, where you at, baby?
But with Fury gone, one fight loomed above all others, teased, negotiated, fallen through, time and time again, frustrating an entire sport.
Real heavyweight champion of the world. Now it's actually a question again. Who is the heavyweight champion of the world?
These guys have lied so much about so much stuff, it's crazy. You know what I mean?
They don't want this fight. If they did, they'd take the fight.
This has turned into a Riddick Bowe and a Lennox Lewis effect. And if so, then you need to go and throw those belts in the trash can because I am coming.
All you got to do is set the date. Don't wait. Late.
Until the most remarkable comeback story in recent memory unfolded, and Fury returned to reclaim his crown from one of the most ferocious punchers the heavyweight division has ever seen.
You'll ever know the deepness and the truth of this journey. You know?
If I can't annihilate this division, this weak, poor division, with no boxers in it at all, then I must be useless myself. I'll never be able to call myself the Gypsy King anymore for losing to a weightlifter and a football player. And the fact that I've chosen you, that I've had 2 fights coming back, and I won this fight, is a statement for the world to see.
In the last 18 months, both men absorbed damage, not just to their bodies, but to their while Fury was controversially held to a draw against the Bronze Bomber.
Tidy up, brush off the cobwebs and go again.
A result that left most in disbelief.
And I believe every man in here thought I won that fight tonight.
But here's where the story gets truly fascinating. Both men dug deep, adapted, sacrificed, and both answered every question mark with emphatic statement performances.
Big shots right on the bell.
Yet, the narrative now flips completely on its head. The Joshua who once dazzled with slick footwork and fluid movement is now overshadowed by a Fury unleashing explosive power and relentless front-footed aggression.
Give for him another big right hand. And Wilder's on unsteady legs. He's in.
That style switch transforms this fight into a genuine survival of the fittest and makes it arguably a bigger spectacle than Joshua Wilder ever could have been. Mutual respect exists, yes, but both men are supremely, dangerously confident.
He can't box. He's a big old wood on top like this here.
He ain't the brains of Britain, Joshua, is he? Yeah, man. Stay humble, yo. You keep it real, man.
I think you're a bit of a clown, to be honest. I find that a bit irritating.
You couldn't pay me £1 million to lose to Anthony Joshua.
I know he's going to look at me and think to himself, boy, if one of these right hands touch me, boy, I'm going to be in pain.
Who comes in this fight ring general?
Ring general?
Yeah. Who's the boss?
Me.
Fury didn't just beat Wilder the second time. He outclassed him, dismantled him, and left him a broken man on the canvas. Joshua, meanwhile, completely suffocated a bigger and stronger Ruiz, barely letting him breathe all night.
His stamina, his heart, his boxing ability, what a performance, an absolute masterclass.
How AJ handles the psychological warfare, the mind games, the press conference chaos, will be one of the defining factors in this fight.
Now called you pussy. That's gotta irritate you at the least.
You gotta know what to expect from this type of character.
And how Fury handles a bigger, more powerful opponent who refuses to fade will be another puzzle he'll need to solve on the biggest stage of his life.
You're sticking with the match inevitable. I just think AJ's style would be all wrong for Tyson Fury.
That tactical battle is what makes this fight a genuine, certified 50-50.
He can win with that style.
And whichever version of themselves walks through that tunnel on fight night, that will make all the difference in the world.
Have to try things to see how they work, and Tyson will have to try things to see how they work. The first round will be important.
The best of enemies. Fury's bravery has blown the heavyweight division wide open again, and with a 2-fight deal reportedly in place, the finish line is finally in sight.
There's still obstacles to overcome, but I think we have a deal. I'm confident that we're moving towards the biggest fight in boxing in 2020.
And for Joshua, a man who has had legacy burned into his mind from day one, his entire career, every sacrifice, every war, has been building to this single moment.
You know what I mean? So I'm not worried, I'm not scared. I'm looking forward to these challenges because at least I find out who I am as a fighter.
In a sport where two men meet at their most raw and primal level, Personal rivalry was always going to be the fuel that drives this fight beyond anything we've ever witnessed.
There'll be lots of Anthony Joshua fans that will fancy Joshua, lots of Tyson Fury. It's literally a 50-50.
When Tyson Fury boxes AJ, we're shaking it now with the cameras here, we'll have a friendly 50 Gs. You got it, yeah?
You got that.
You got it.
You got it.
It's on, yeah?
And while fans are often too eager to compare today's stars to the legends of the past,
Journey to greatness starts now.
crowning the winner of a heavyweight unification fight of this magnitude
Versus Joshua, summer of next year. I hope they can do it sooner.